Hello again and welcome everybody to another tips and tricks session on Fabrication CADmep 2017. The purpose of this video here is to take a look at how we can review the properties and the attributes of the piping. Specifically, how do we determine the pipes, the valves, and fittings size? How do we determine its type, its specification, as well as its ASTM number? All right, so let's take a look at that. Of course, I've drawn a little bit of piping already, and if I go select one of these pieces of pipe, what we have the ability to do is take a look at the catalog size, and you can see the highlighted one is its current size. You can also see the diameter number, which is by default, when you select and change these, it'll actually change that diameter number. As you can see here, if I go to 18, the diameter is 18. Right, so the catalog ID, which is 6" has that attribute of this diameter. Now to take a look at specifically what we're looking at, I can see the name up here is, it's a pipe. This is scheduled 40 black pipe. So I can also take a look at the options and the item tab here. Now the item tab will give us the specification, which was one of the requirements here. It'll also give us the material. So this is a carbon steel material, and here's the ASTM number, right, which is A53CS. So that's where we get this information from. It's part of the service that is set up, and let me dive into some of those details really quickly here. All right. So here in the service, here's the processed chilled water. If I activate the service, I'll be able to tell a lot of information about what's happening here. So I can see that the service types, these are the designations of what's going to happen within the layer here. The button mapping, we can take a look at. These are the stipulations that say these are the fittings that are going to be used. The terminals, the constraints, these are the catalogs. So what this does is it defines when and if you're going to use the specific copper versus the steel fitting. So it looks like anything below 2" is going to use copper. Anything above 2" is going to use the steel piping. We can take a look at all the different information behind this. We can also take a look at the service information. So when we look at this, we take a look at what specifically will be used. So schedule 40 above 2" and copper is anything below that. Now the way this gets built out, you will make new hangers. So if you right click here, you make a new tab. You can tell it custom equipment and hit OK. So what that does is it brings in a new tab here. I'll go ahead and remove that for now, but once you make a new tab, all you have to do is fill it with the appropriate fitting. So I go to my Imperial content, and then I can go to my mechanical equipment here, and then I can go to my systems. So here, if I wanted Charlotte piping, for instance, all the fittings, here's some socket welded PVC fittings, schedule 40. So now I can start to click and drag these items into these pallets here. As you can see, I'm doing that here. Now, you would want to build this up specifically to how that would work in your system, but you would also want to do that for soldered, for welded, for valves, for hangers, and if you wanted to, you could have equipment here, I suppose. But that's how you would go about building the system and leveraging the items that are built in here.